Along my journey, I have stumbled upon people that they keep saying that I don't want to do anger work. Anger work is like there is no purpose, or they even say like stuff like I'm not angry. I don't need to do anger work. I just do my meditation work, and that's enough for me, and that's totally fine. I don't have anything against if you don't want to do anger work. My job here is not to convince anyone to do anger work, or anything for that matter that they don't want to do. People do what they want to do. But if you are finding yourself stuck in your journey, in your evolutionary path, where you're finding yourself coming back to similar patterns, patterns of getting back into anger cycles, or even like cycles of depression, where you find yourself depressed, and it's about the similar thing, or you finding yourself in a similar situation with your partner, where you're arguing about the same thing, or talking about the same thing, or in like a similar pattern. This might be a sign that there is something that is off in the way that you are operating. So if you're interested in exploring what this might be, then, and if you want to hear more about what this could be, what could be causing this stuckness, or this repeating of patterns, and if you want something else to become possible in your life, then keep keep listening. As I observe the world around, I noticed like all the different elements. There is these plants here. It was raining earlier, so there is water. There is the earth. There is the cars passing by around here. They have lights, and they have electronic circuits and fire. And there is the air that we're breathing right now, the wind. And a lot of the times I hear people. One of the ways that I invite people to think about anger, because a lot of the times these times when we get stuck is about a resistance to something that we're not really seeing, something that we are not owning or acknowledging, or stepping into. It's like you are at the source of all of these things. You are a creator. You are an extremely intelligent being, a genius, and you are at the source of so much in every moment. And one of the ways that I invite people to think about anger and about feelings in general is through observing nature and observing the elements. So uh, it's not directly correlated, but the all of the feelings and that you have in your body, or everything that you feel, is not a design error. A lot of the times we go in our life, especially from the way that we were taught, from this thoughtware that we carry from our generations, from our parents and our parents' parents, and many generations ago, and even from more so from modern culture. And is that there is something broken inside of you, like that if you are feeling angry, there is something broken inside of you. There is something wrong. There is something that needs to be fixed. If you are feeling sad, then you need to be fixed. If you are feeling angry, then you need to change something about yourself. If you are feeling scared, then you are weak, then you are a coward, then you are not in love, or what, all these other things. And this creates such a fight inside of us that it creates this unbalance. This creates this like disowning of things, this kind of like repression, this energetic of pushing things away, or even like using them for our survival, essentially to adapt to the system where we came in, where we were born, where we were raised. We used our feelings and emotions to adapt to these systems where we were born into, as a way to survive it. So then, as an adult, these mechanisms, they it gets to a point where when you're trying to grow, whether it is financially, or with your relationships, or with how much space you can take, or projects that you want to take on. When you get to this point where you're wanting to grow, you reach a point where you face this wall where things start repeating, like just the universe continues to give you the same feedback over and over and over in different ways with different people, and you start receiving this uh, undeniable feedback. And this is when it gets to the point where you start looking out for help, you start researching, you start getting heartbroken about how it's going for you in your life. So then, this programming from an external source about our feelings, it creates this sort of handling things in an unconscious way, repressing sadness because it's not okay in your family to feel sad. Because if you feel sad, you're a wuss, or you're a girl, a little girl, and you cannot be a little girl because your dad gets really upset, and your dad is gonna scream at you. So then you start creating all of these different mechanisms that they keep rolling onto your life, and they get into your adulthood. So then, coming back to the observing nature, um, and your feelings. I work with 4 feelings, and this creates a way that it makes it really simple for you to understand the feelings. And it's a sort of abstraction. It's a sort of map that creates a way of thinking about something. So then, when you have this map, you might be able to see different parts of yourself, get access to different territories that you didn't have access to before. So then, the 4 feelings that I work with is anger, sadness, fear, and joy. So there is 4 feelings, and with this with these 4 feelings, one of the ways that I invite to people to think about their feelings is about connecting them with the elements of nature. And again, this is also a map. It's not directly the thing. It's like this is a menu. It's not the food itself. It's not the territory. It's a map. So the 4 elements of nature, which are the you've seen in many places in alchemist and in different practices, is um, fire, water, earth, and air. And of course, there is the 5th element, which is ether, which is the combination of all of those. But you have these 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. So then, what if you start thinking about your anger not as something wrong, not as something that is broken, not as something that is something to be fixed or to repress or to push down, but as something that is natural? It's a natural force of nature. That your anger and all the other feelings is not a design error, but that it rather is something natural, that is a natural thing in the world, just like a volcano, just like lava, like spewing lava out of a volcano, or just like a raging storm, or just like even like this flower that's coming out here right now. This is like one of the first plants that comes out here in the west coast in after the winter time. This is called Indian plum. And she's just, after all this cold, all this wind, all of these crazy storms, she's just coming out, and it's just this force of coming out and being born, being coming into life. What if you start shifting your view of anger from being something that is bad, that is wrong, that is even about rebellious, and that is toxic or whatever, or destructive, like all of these different ideas that you have about anger. uh, what if you start thinking about it like a natural element? What if your anger was your fire, and you are missing on the fire on your life because you have cataloged it as something that is bad, and that you have been repressing it? Or on the other side, what if you have been relying so much on your anger and in this anger that is destructive, that is created for destruction, for killing, for hurting, for getting your way, for controlling, and it's actually creating this consequence in your life where you're living in a burned world, or in a world where everything is fire, or where everything is dry. There is no wetness. There is no no water. So this is the idea, and yeah, this is an idea that really an invitation for you to start seeing your feelings. This is not just for your anger. And by the way, if you want to learn more about your anger and how you can start working with your anger in a more conscious way, you can download my free ebook. I'm going to leave the link below. It's called Emotions Unclogged, and it has a 10-minute experiment that you can do anytime, anywhere. It's very simple, and that can get you started with this journey of feeling your anger more consciously, and starting. And it has distinctions in that book, and it has a video too that has the practices and the basic distinctions for you to get started on this journey of starting to feel more, and learning how to use your feelings consciously, how to use your fire, your water, your earth, your air in a more conscious way, in a way that you are the one that's moving it, and you're not being controlled by it. Instead of being controlled by your anger, you are in control of your anger. You are using your anger. You are sourcing it. So if you want to learn more about this, download my free book. I'll leave the link in the links below, and this can get you really started on that journey. So if you're trying to find balance in your life in this world that is unpredictable and chaotic in these moments, more so than ever that I have experienced, and in this world that is unstable, this concept and these maps, this connection of these maps, it can really help you connect these dots. And one thing is that it doesn't relate one to one, like the fire, earth, air, and water doesn't correlate directly to anger, sadness, fear, and joy. It's like each one is a microcosm inside of the other one. So inside of fire, the fire, or your anger can be a volcano. It can be seen as a pouring down storm. It can be seen as a windstorm, or it can be seen as an earthquake. But as you go deeper inside of this, they're all connected to each other, and it's like the map doesn't become relevant anymore. It's just a map. So check out this, start experimenting with this distinction, and start observing inside of you whenever you're feeling something, and it's something that you feel like you can't express, or that you're pushing down or repressing, whether it's sadness or fear. Right now there is so much fear around the world about everything that's happening in the world, and what about that? What do you do with those feelings? What happens for you? How are you using these feelings? What are your feelings telling you? Because feelings come with two things, with energy and information. So then with this energy and information, you can use it to navigate your world, and start using these feelings either to heal stuff from the past, about stuff that's happened to you, or to navigate the present moment, something that is real present, about something that is happening right now. So this is an introduction to that, and as you're trying to seek balance, and getting into these situations of getting stuck or a trigger, uh, f- start on that research, like how is this connected to the elements. What if this was just like a rainstorm, or just like a volcano spewing, or what is this your feelings want to express? What are they saying? Because it's your purpose. Your feelings are deeply connected with your purpose. What you're angry about is what you care about. So start going on this journey and discovering what this is like for you. And I hope this video helped with some of these things that you're experiencing. And let me know in the comments how is it for you to be this, like what is it that is causing you this falling out of balance, or what is it that you are repressing. And also, if you like this video and you find it useful and you want to see more of it, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next video, where I'm gonna be sharing more about how to feel your feelings and use your feelings for villaging, for parenting, for conscious connecting, and for creating the world where you want to live in. So bye for now. I'll see you again soon.